Hi, and welcome to 35 Plus Where to Shop. I'm Fiona Keary, and every week we share with you our favourite retailers, designers based on style, personality, colour palette, dress code, and also body shape. And I'm actually super excited today because we have released our July edition of our Retail Guide 35 Plus Where to Shop, and we've added another 40 retailers classified by each of those characteristics. Plus, we've been listening, ladies. We've also made it so much easier for you to work out whether a particular brand or retailer is right for you, and we've included the sizing and also the web links in there too. So you can find that at 35pluswheretoshop.com, where you can download your free guide, and we'll have the links all about, and you'll also see the link in one of the slides coming up too. So welcome to episode 54. We are chugging along with our retailers and brands, and don't worry, for anyone who's scared that we're going to run out, we're not. There are hundreds and thousands that will be, so we'll be here for a long time. I will definitely have let my sparklers shine through by that stage. So, you'll look at earlier episodes and it'll be with dark hair. Later episodes will probably move to the bright white bob. I don't think I can let go of the bob for a little bit yet. So this week, I keep saying it, nearly every store is my favourite, but this week we are taking a look at Uniqlo. And I can't believe it's actually taking me this long to share this one with you. So let's dive in and take a look. So Uniqlo actually started off its life as one store in Hiroshima in Japan back in 1984 and has now expanded to more than 1,300 stores in 15 countries. So it's also available online as well. So it actually started off the name as Unique Clothing, and then they've shortened it to Uniqlo. So very Australian, really, in terms of shortening its name. What I love about this brand is they actually say that it's simple, clever clothing, high quality, and what they look is that it's simple and yet essential, yet universal, so that people can combine their pieces to create their own style. So if I was to describe the overall vibe of Uniqlo, I would say that it is getting the essentials in every single colour, and it's really those great base and foundation pieces for your wardrobe. So when it comes to style personality, we would describe it as natural, classic, and also creative. Very natural because you'll see from the colours, the textures, and the cuts. In particular, that reflects the classic. And the creative comes in with some of the cuts that they use and also how you could wear it, the overall vibe as well of Uniqlo there. When it comes to colour palettes, they certainly do cater for all, and you'll see that as we go through. What you'll find is they'll have warmer tones, cooler tones, and lots of neutrals in warm and cool as well. In terms of body shape, they really do cater for everyone as well. And then when it comes to sizing, you're looking at an extra small up to an extra large, and some pieces also come in an extra large as well. Now, with their sizing, they do have really great sizing charts on their site. They don't necessarily correlate them to sizing as numbers as such. You do probably need to take your bust, your waist and your hip measurements, and they do meet Australian sizing standards in terms of for extra small and extra large, etc. But because I find that sizing varies so much between brands and retailers, I would go off the measurements for these, especially if you're going to order online and you're not going to try it on in person. Price points, so reasonable, especially given that a lot of their pieces are natural fibres. So you're looking at dresses from $29.90, pants from $29.90. So you're looking more at a legging or a jegging there. Tops, like cotton tops, you're looking from $14.90, and then coats from $129.90 as well. So they are available online. They have stores across Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and also WA, and they have free delivery for orders over $60 and a 30-day return period as well from date of receipt, from what I understand. And you'll just need to check with the in-store purchases how long. I'm pretty sure it's 30 days as well. So before we dive into some of our favourites, you might have noticed that our 35 plus sweater shop guide has been revamped. So we have added 40 new brands and retailers. And we have also updated the guide to include sizing. So it's just a quick scan through to work out if a store is right for you rather than doing too much investigation first up. And we're really excited just to share some of those new ones. And before I get into the favourites, I also want to invite you to join our 35 plus sweater shop Facebook group, where we have lots of people helping each other. This week, we have been helping people find the perfect pair of jeggings. We have been sharing our Frankie 4 wins from last week. And it's just such a great, beautiful group of women. So very excited to be part of that. So let's dive in and take a look at some of my favourites. Okay, so you hear me go on about the Ponte pant all the time. Like whenever I take clients shopping, especially at this time of year, I'm always on about the Ponte pant. Well, now, ladies, there is the Ponte pencil skirt as well. So the Ponte pencil skirt is $29.90 and it is available in dark grey, black and beige. It is a really great core piece for pretty much from autumn through to spring. What I love about it is that it is a soft fabric. So Ponte is one of those sort of softer fabrics. And if you have a look at the blend here, it's 61% rayon, nylon, and then spandex. So what you're looking at is something that is quite soft and has a bit of stretch to it. So it's really, really comfortable to wear. I find it is great for work if you want to do with a little pair of heels and like sheer tight and a knit or a sort of semi-fitted top with it. I also find it is fantastic for weekends because you can put a knit with it, pair of opaques, some boots, ankle boots or long boots, and then maybe add a leather jacket to it. So it's one of those really great core base pieces that is going to work really hard because you can wear it from super casual up to smart business as well. So style personality wise, I really do think it works for all. Even your rebellious and your dramatics can get in there, just depending what you team it with. Colour palette, you've got your choice of the charcoal grey, which is great for your cool muteds, cool muted soft, cool muted light, cool and clears. And also then your blacks will work for your cool and clears. And the beige colour, which I'll just show you here, will work great for your warm and clears and also your warm and muteds too. So great for all. Body shape, I find that this is actually quite flattering for all body shapes as well. And because it's got that stretch to it, I know for a lot of triangles and hourglasses, sometimes what happens is it fits around the thigh and bottom area and then is a little bit too wide at the waist. And likewise, what we sometimes find with our rectangles is that it fits really well around the thigh and bottom area and then is a bit too tight around the waist. Because of the stretch in it, it works even better. So that is a Ponte pencil skirt. And if you are just looking to try it out, for $29.90, it is a really great price. Next up, because we're still in winter, I did want to show you the women's block tech coat. So it's actually reduced from $129.90 down to $99.90 at the moment. It's available in the black, the grey and the navy. Now the reason I want to show you the grey is because colour-wise, especially if you are a cooler colour palette, because I would say this is quite cool, this grey, it is awesome if you have a black base in your wardrobe, say black pants, skirts, tops, that type of thing, or if you have a navy base or any other colour, because you know it's going to work with your navy base and it's also going to work with the black base as well. Whereas if you have a black coat and you put it over the navy, it's really quite low contrast and a bit blah. Likewise, if you have a navy coat and you have a black base, again, low contrast, a little bit blah. Whereas if you add this grey, just makes it look like you've really nailed the colour combination here and that you are a little bit more sophisticated in your colour choice. And contrast-wise, it works much, much better. Now, I also wanted to show you this one because it has body shape-wise, even though it's got a little bit of a straighter feel to it, I feel like it will work for all body shapes, and especially because you can see just around the centre here, it's got some waist detail to give you a little bit of definition. Style personality wise, I do think this is more for your classic, your natural, possibly an elegant and a creative. I don't think it's probably feminine enough or quite rebellious enough or dramatic or sultry. So I do think it's more for your natural classic and also some creatives there with that. And I'll just scroll through so you can see a little bit of the bottom, a good length through there too. This one is 100% polyester. It is also windproof and it does have a hood. Big fan of a hood, especially on those super windy days. Saves the hair, but also means that your hair doesn't get cold, which I find is very helpful. Next up, we have the extra fine Merino V-neck sweater. Now, I send a lot of clients and I also buy a lot of these for myself. So let me just show you some of the other colorways that it comes in too. So this is actually on sale from $39.90 down to $19.90. And if you have a look through the knitwear section of this site, you'll notice that you've got V-necks, you've got crew necks, you've got turtlenecks, you've got cardigans in this style. So basically they do these extra fine merino wool jumpers, and they're 100% merino as well, in pretty much nearly every colour that you can imagine. So they'll choose different colour palettes each season, but have the neutrals throughout, and in all the different shapes and styles. So they'll have ones that are more fitted, semi-fitted, ones that are sort of looser and boxier and soft as well. So often when I go into a client's wardrobe, we find that some of these basic pieces are missing in terms of knits, and in particular in colours that are quite neutral and go with everything. So you can see here we've got our grey, our deeper grey, we've got the black, and we've also got a navy, and we've also got into the brown as well. So it's about buying, as I said before, essentials in every colour to make everything else that you have in your wardrobe work so much harder. So this particular jumper, again, great for your classic, great for your natural, really good for your creatives, because a creative, for example, will put like a printed shirt underneath that maybe has like flamingos on it or something like that, or pineapples, and, you know, roll up the sleeve with the shirt and just make it a little bit more interesting. Or they'll, you know, put an applique on it, or maybe wear it with a brooch or something like that. Whereas your classics and the naturals will keep it quite pared back and straightforward here. So I do invest in these every few seasons. And what I would say is I do have some of the extra fine merino wool in a cardigan, in a jumper, and I also have it in a dress, a knee-length dress. And I've had that knee-length dress now, it must be coming up to 12 years. And I put it in the wash, on a wool wash, and it washes and wears perfectly. It hasn't filled, and it's in really, really great condition. So, you know, some people get concerned price point wise that perhaps these are not going to last. I've never had an issue. As long as you keep the moths away and do it on a wool wash, these really do last. So you don't necessarily have to be buying one every season at all. The next thing that I just wanted to show you is their heat tech collection, especially important for anyone in the southern states of Australia or anyone planning to go overseas or like skiing and things like that. These are your sexy thermals, but they don't look like necessarily your straightforward thermals, and you can wear them as outerwear as well. So again, I've invested in some of these pieces in the past, and I found that they have been brilliant to layer under jumpers, long sleeve tees, you know, under shirts and blouses, having them as a bit of a peek through. So they're really lightweight, they're very thin, but still give you that little bit of extra warmth through there too. So highly recommend their heat tech. And again, quite reasonable and definitely sexier than a lot of the other thermals that I've seen going about at the moment. Last but not least, I couldn't just choose one pair of pants to show you. Again, what I love about Uniqlo is the fact that you can look through and they'll have a really great cut in lots of different colours. You can see that here with, say, the Smart Leggings pants. You know, then they've got a ribbed version, and then you've got your denim, and then the denim comes in, you know, a mid blue, a deeper navy, and also black. So they give you lots and lots of different options here. So stretch leggings. So it is a little bit of trial and error in terms of finding the right cut for you. So for pants, I would recommend trying to get to a store to give these a go and find the right cut for you. And then that means if you do want to commit further, then you can actually, you know, order online at a future date with that too. Christy actually bought a fabulous pair of culottes, actually. Let me just see if I can find these down here. Oh, no, navy cords. And I think it was a slight more culotte that she was wearing in Melbourne the other week, and they were absolutely brilliant. Beautiful cord, high-waisted, straight chino. No, I'll have to see. Oh, here we go. High-waisted, corduroy, wide cropped. So this one in the navy, and they were stunning on. The thing to be aware is because they are cord, they do have quite a bit of weight and bulk to them. So you just need to remember that you need to mirror that up the top half of your body as well to balance it out to create more of that hourglass shape. So don't go too narrow on top with these, otherwise it will look your bottom heavy through that. But the texture of them were beautiful, and they sat really, really well and look great with a little ankle boot or, you know, a little loafer or a sneaker, something like that too. So they are just some of my favourites. So thank you for checking out Uniqlo. And again, I cannot believe it has taken me this long to actually show you Uniqlo. It definitely is one of those stores that whenever I get to Sydney or Melbourne, I make a beeline to, because I stock up on essentials for my whole family and also for myself too. So just a reminder, we have updated 35 Plus Where to Shop, and you can download your free guide at 35pluswheretoshop.com. We have added 40 new brands, retailers, and we've also updated it to include all the sizing as well. So again, we'd love you to join our free Facebook group, 35 Plus Where to Shop, and looking forward to helping you find the perfect pieces for you. See you again next week.